Hades with only dashes ended up going pretty fine, but I didn't do it alone. Through the run, I had help from gods of Olympus, some more than others. Looking at you, Zeus, you absolute chump. This time, instead of getting boons from the gods, they're gonna be my bane. The Lord giveth, and these lords taketh away. To watch these runs live, follow me on Twitch. I think we're gonna be trying a new game in September, so come watch that. Make sure you're subscribed. The support on the first Hades video blew me away. Thank you so much. I was a little worried about it. It doesn't mean you get to skip supporting this one, though. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Subscribing is a metric that helps YouTube recommend the video. If you didn't help, it would cut me pretty deep. Okay, let's talk specific rules for this run. First, we cannot benefit from any boons from any god. But even in the first run, we see that that challenge is kind of impossible. Fun tradition in the Hades videos, just beginning runs that are impossible from the get-go. The first room reward is going to be an Athena boon. So here's rule 2. Hades makes it pretty easy to change your control scheme, and you can fully turn off parts of your controller, which means we can get the cast from Athena, then open the menu and turn it off so we never end up using it. That means that pretty much every time we talk to a god, they're gonna break a piece of our controller, like that kid who lived next to you and spilled Capri Sun on his hands, then just picked up the Mad Cats like it was nothing. I mean, at least it was the Mad Cats, but come on, Tyler, what the hell, man? Chamber 2, we get a key. That's great, it will unlock stuff later, assuming we don't just get the first try win, baby. Armored enemies are a bit of our problem, since our damage is kind of ass. We'll get solutions for that later, but then we died to spikes. First try, more like first cry. Feels bad, man. It's times like these I'm glad we have a pet dog, so we can pet the dog to feel better. Oh wait, no. Dog? That's God, spelled backwards. Sorry, Cerberus, no pets for you.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Bow spelled backwards is just wob. We can use wob, and we will the next run, because this is the run, baby! Get it? Bow and bow are homonyms. That joke only works with text. I love taking advantage of a format. Last Hades video, we didn't use any new weapons. Hell, we only used the sword in the first chamber. The bow is obviously a little safer than the sword, letting us stay further away from enemies with the trade-off that we have to draw it. It's easier to draw than a bicycle, but harder to draw than a face. So around the drawing difficulty of like a hand. The game also will pick a weapon it wants you to use, shroud it in shadow before you head out. If you choose that weapon, you get 20% more shadow, which is experience for us as we continue through the game. It's kind of the only way we can get better.
Actually, no, that's not the truth.
Oh, right, I forgot we can buy things from the shop. Charon is not a god. He's an Uber driver, and he left little snacks for us along the way. First, we buy some Hydrolite to heal 10% of our HP when we enter a chamber for the next 3 chambers. Then some Cyclops Jerky, which boosts our attack damage for 6 chambers. If you can't have a god, you might as well have snacks. And capitalism. No just god would ever endorse the evils of capitalism. Centaur Hearts are a good way for us to get better, giving us 25 more HP. We can stop by Charon's actual storefront, less for things we can buy, since we spent all our money on jerky, and more to avoid Artemis, who could steal our abilities. Armored skulls are a pain with the bow. Since every armored enemy takes at least 2 hits, that effectively doubles the amount of hits they take to 2, but that's still bad. In the next room, we can bring around the Rosie this mace dude and shoot him over the gap. Nothing useful in the snack shop after that either. Most of the time, we have the choice between a boon or something else. Ideally, it would be something like money, since money can be exchanged for goods and services. Charon always has a shop before the chamber bosses, and we would benefit from none of these things. On the off chance that we first try Meg, let's save our money for the next room. Meg does a lot of damage though, and the bow kinda doesn't. It's a safety weapon, but in my experience, the best defense in Hades is a good offense. The longer you fight a boss, the more time you have to make silly mistakes. And when you only have 1 dash because it's your second run, avoiding attacks is twice as hard. I've mostly been using the attack of the bow so far, but the special is worth noting. It's a rapid fire in an arc. If you use it up close to an enemy, it's basically a little shotgun, and ends up being the best way to put damage on Meg. But since it's slower, that means we take a hit, so it's risky. She goes for Elden Stars in her final phase, and that's pretty much it for us. We're both right on the edge for so long, but Meg finishes us off before we can finish her. Really solid second run though, considering it took us 23 runs just to start the dodge only run. I'm proud of that. The House Contractor is now available, and fountains are free, so we installed the first one in Asphodel. Wanted to buy the second dash first, but we were like 2 shadow points away, so instead I scooped up the first Death Divide. That's also very good and very important. Just like it would be pretty good if we beat this on our 3rd run. Let's go! We start with a hammer this time, and unlike in the dash-only run, this rules. Daedalus isn't a god, he's a union worker, the only thing stronger. The hammer gives us Hoarding Slash, for a damage boost equal to 5% of our coins. Basically, every 20 coins we have in the wallet, we will do 1 more damage. It starts to add up. Dionysus takes our castaway. Someone call Tom Hanks. Laugh track. Put the laugh track in. Corey, put the laugh track in.
No. No, I don't think I will.
Hey, let's talk about that sword's moveset. Attacking is swinging a sword. Pretty simple. The special makes a big old shockwave, but it's a little slower than the attack. Oh, and we've never talked about the cast. It's a little pebble we shoot forward and lodges itself in enemies. Cool. We give it up more than anything else because it's kind of bad unless you get it booned up. Palms of Power give us nothing, upgrading a boon that we're not using, but at least they don't take anything from us. Bombo Boys time, they go better when we can break their armor. When we were only using dashes, we couldn't stun them, they just keep running. But if you attack them without armor, they get stun locked. Zeus takes our special away. It's not great, but neither is Zeus. By the way, the reason Zeus is catching so many strays, the Zeus stands were the saltiest in the comments of Dash Only. I said Artemis was useless, and her worshippers were like, yeah, for this challenge I can see that. Respect to you. I'm gonna go outside and touch grass. And then the Zeus people were like, if you just jolt the double strike high voltage and use the aspect of both of these, Zeus does more damage than Poseidon.
I've contained my rage for as long as possible.
Anyway, here's an Elden Ring reference.
What I would give for, say, a healing flask of some sort.
I think that's worth it. So amazing that Supergiant knew Elden Ring was coming out 3 years before it came out and a year before it was announced. Elden Ring being the first game to have a healing flask, of course. Oh, and we bought the Eye of Lamia, which will make enemies drop some euros that'll heal us occasionally. Technically it's less damage for Meg, but I think we might need the healing more. Should have just stuck with the damage though, or bought the attacking jerky because we're not hitting very hard. Remember, best defense, good offense. If everyone is dead, they can't hurt you. And if they're alive, they can dead you. Meg deads us, and we are once again 2 shadow away from leveling up our dash at the mirror. We get more healing between chambers and backstab damage from the mirror anyway. Also, I didn't pet the dog again, and everyone can get mad. But how come nobody gets mad when you don't kill the Skelly? He just wants to die, and we don't give him that. Isn't that just as bad? I know that's bold to say, but I'm a bolder guy than most.
That was such a modest budget. I like that boulder. That is a nice boulder.
This is the most important run. Well, it's one of them. Poseidon takes our cast, and we don't even have a fishing rod yet. Laugh track.
No.
Corey, do the laugh track.
Oh, I'm good. Thank you.
We're still using the sword, so the first few chambers we clear enemies out as per usual, nothing worth mentioning. A bit of money, but then it appears. Juice. Juice is so important. We need juice for something in a second. Now stop. Hammer time. We could get Hoarding Slash again, but we just did that, so instead I get the armor damage boost. It's new, and it's also pretty good. And now it's time for our boy, Sisyphus. If we give him a juice box, he gives us a talisman that makes this run infinitely more possible. Unfortunately, you can't give him juice the first time. See that bottom right corner? I have juice. See the middle of the screen? He will not accept juice.
It's no use!
I guess he's not thirsty, so he must be slacking. Also, he gives us 56 shadow, which is huge for the next run. That's enough to buy the second dash by itself. Extra armor damage does huge work against the Bombo Boys. It's really, really nice. Won't help us against Meg, but it's great here. Artemis steals our special Hydrolite from the shop, and we can immediately get more money to spend later. Amazing impression here. Let's say, hypothetically, that Sisyphus were rolling a boulder up a hill. Would he not simply stop? If it goes against his own self-interest to roll the boulder up the hill, Sisyphus would not do it. He would simply stop and have someone else do it. Leave that job open to someone who is willing to do it. If the oceans rise up because of global warming, people on the coast could just sell their hopes to Poseidon. Hades sets up a room where we have to survive for 1 minute. Pretty sure I'm immortal. I've been alive for almost 3 decades and I haven't died once. We get a palm, that's nothing. Finally a centaur heart though, and can buy 1 from the shop and a euro before Meg. We're up to 100 HP. I'd love to give some juice to Charon, but we have to make sure that we have one for the next time we see Sisyphus, so sorry man. Against Meg, our backshot damage is huge. To figure out the exact calculation, Google Zagreus backshots on your work computer. I kept trying to push her into the spikes, but it wasn't working. We just ended up getting hit by the spikes instead. We used Death Defy, but after a bit of slow and steady patient gameplay, we make it out of tartar sauce for the first time. And on the 4th run, That's pretty cool. After you clear an area, you can sell boons you've collected for more coins. Those we can use to buy out the shop for a bit of healing, some more shadow, and 50% extra backshot damage for 6 chambers. Turn on all of our abilities again and go into Asphodel. Bombo Boys aren't a mini-boss here. They're just a normal enemy, but they're also not a problem because you can just attack them. We get a Centaur Heart and then go to the shop to buy even more shadow and another Centaur Heart. Things are looking pretty good for the next run. Gorgon and Dwayne Johnson are our first mini-boss. The extra damage to armor is so huge. Obviously, it's more damage, but less time with armored bosses means you can actually get some hits done on them. Ares rewards us for a great fight by taking away our cast again. It's fine. We don't have the damage boost to enemies with the casting stone in them yet, so it's a very easy thing to throw away. Throwing away the boons at the end of the level gives us an opportunity to throw away the things we don't care about, but I also get a ton of money, which I can use to buy the Death Defy back. It's great. Witches aren't, they fly, and if I knock them onto the lava when I don't have a cast, I have nothing to hit them with.
What are you doing up there?
Staying away from you.
I just decide to be the hot stepper, jump onto the magma and kill it. Who cares? We can buy a Euro before the Hydra to heal up anyway. The Hydra goes slow. Testing the DPS of the special and the attack, it looks like the attack is doing more because we can combo it. As we chop the head, 3 more heads appear. Who could have seen this coming? These little buttholes don't come in off the lava for a second. We get to phase 3 and the extra armor damage helps a lot with these new heads. Good strategy here, bring the heads together so the special will kill both of them. If you kill stuff faster, it has less time to kill you. We have 33 health for the last bit of the main head. Oh, sorry, we have 1 HP. Oh, no, never mind. We lost the Death Defy. Still win, which is a huge amount of progress considering this is the first run we beat Meg, and now we're on to Elysium. We only had 1 boon to sell. It's weirdly lucky. And a hammer chamber right away. Also very lucky. The Mega Mind Knights are a bit of a problem since they can regen if we don't kill them fast enough, and they just hit really, really hard. But the biggest problem is the butterfly ball that hangs out over the gap. Her casting stone is back, but after it hits the ball, we have nothing. I guess we'll just like wait for it to come back. This is a slow grind. We can special to kill the butterflies as they're flying in, but it takes so long that some are gonna break through that shockwave. By the time we win, our health is low. And as if to taunt us, the hammer gives us Piercing Wave, which shoots a beam forward when we attack. Something that could have been brought to my attention yesterday. Doesn't matter, next chamber we die, but making it to Elysium on the 4th run is nothing to shake a stick at. Finally, we have enough shadow to buy the 2nd dash, and now we say our prayers to see Sisyphus again. Although, I don't know who we're praying to. The gods hate us. Next run, it's bow time, since that will give us more shadow. Aphrodite shows up to take our cast, but if there's a tier list for gods to rob you, Aphrodite is top tier. She has a lot of boons that just boost the weak status effect, one that makes it last longer, one that makes enemies take more damage while they're weak, and one that makes it more potent, lowering the damage enemies do to us further. And since we got the cast, Aphrodite's cast is so bad, she has a 2nd boon to make her cast kind of useful by shooting it further. And if you get one of the weak upgrades, you can get her legendary boon, which is just another weak boost that adds the charm status effect as a chance. So up to 5 more boons we can take without losing another ability. It's great to have those options. Hammer gives us Chain Shout, which will make our attack hit multiple enemies, bouncing off of them into another and dealing more damage every time it jumps. Makes the Bombo Boys so much easier, and then Ares takes our special away. Thanks, man. At least we got a free fountain, and oh my god, it's him. It's Boldy! Into the meat he has to drag up a hill every day, Sisyphus. By sharing some juice, we get the Shattered Shackle, a talisman we can't use this run. Bummer. We're still gonna do all we can this run, if only for enough shadow to be stronger next time. Chain Shot isn't helpful against Meg since she's like kinda by herself. Eventually some ads spawn in, just like this ad for my Patreon. Nah, but if you want to support us on Patreon, it's the best place to do it. Twitch takes half our money, YouTube AdSense doesn't pay nearly as much as you think it does. The reason this channel exists is because of Patreon and ad reads. So also be chill if you see ad reads. Meg dies before we use a Death Defy. Sell everything, then buy everything. Armor damage, healing when entering a chamber, that kind of thing. I was excited to see Eurydice. She's the Sisyphus of Asphodel. Then I realized she's useless. She buffs boons. We don't have boons to be buffed. Then we go get money because Hermes is very dangerous. He has several abilities that boost dashes, which is the second to last thing we want to lose, but he also has straight up run enders. If he boosts our movement speed, speed, we can't move. If he gives us the auto dodge chance, we can't take a legit hit. I'd rather just quit out than try and track if that happens. Money is fine, it's just money. Then we get more money and can spend some on a centaur heart and a euro. When the enemies have to be close together, the chain shot always gets to pop. Dionysus takes our cast after that, but then we can buy some more shadow and a centaur heart before the Hydra. Wow, it only took 4 minutes to get through Asphodel to get here? That's pretty great. Some of the Hydra's heads are spawning ads, which lets the chain shot chain it up. And against the big head, we use our shotgun special, or shot bow special. There's a literal gun in this game, even if I haven't unlocked it yet. Back to the chain shot for the rest of the heads. We use a death defy, but it's fine. We should have enough money to buy another one after we sell our boons, as long as we get lucky enough to find it. Final phase, we just stay out of range and snipe. It's a strategy I learned from the witches. Get some healing from the shop, some jerky from the shop, then fight the chariots. It's bad. I don't like them. Oh, and then they get armor, so we can't even stun them. So we'll just use traps. God, I love traps. Hammer gives us some rapid fire shots, and then it's time for a mini boss. So chain shot doesn't work on Asterius. He is alone. Rapid fire doesn't work because he will charge us and end our life. Our damage is completely garbage. But the last time I played this game, I spent 23 chambers learning to kill things just by baiting them into columns.
I've been training for this my entire life.
Oh my God. It works. It actually works. And we get through Asterius somehow by just making him bonk his head on the columns. Poseidon takes our cast away, and then we die in the next room anyway. Next run though, we actually get to use the power of Sisyphus. Let's go, gamers.
Let's go, girls.
So first up, Hermes takes away our cast. It's kind of okay because that means we can get another cast from another god without losing another ability. Now here's how the Shattered Shackle works. It's a 50% damage boost to your attack, special, and cast when you don't have a boon attached to them. That's without upgrading it at all. If we bring it through a bunch of chambers, it will level up and get stronger. Oh, and we're using the sword this time. You could see that with all the swording. Poseidon shows up and I get sunken treasure, thinking that I'll have to pick everything up, but 144 coins just get dropped directly into our wallet. It's fine. I'll just make sure I always have 144 extra coins in the wallet, so I never spend any of Poseidon's money. Everything else has to be picked up, and we just don't. We just leave it on the ground. One of our upgrades we got from the mirror was 3 casts and more damage when we hit things with our cast. It'd be nice if we could use those as a ranged attack when things are floating out of reach. But Hermes took our casts away, so nope. Then the hammer gives us Big Chop. It brings the damage of our base attack up to 90. That's actually 135 with Shattered Shackle. Watch us chop Meg up.
I love pizza too, but once in a while, get the veggies in. At least throw it on top of the pizza.
We win. I sell all our boons, then just assume 200 coins from Poseidon, even if it was only 144. And buy up everything. We even get our cast back for like a second before we have to give it to Ares immediately. Then we buy up another shop and another shop without spending any of Poseidon's money. The Witch's boss is so messy. God, we'll just focus on fixing the initiative count. Focus on one, chop them up, and then repeat until we use a death defy. And Artemis takes our special. What a fun combo of things to lose. I did get a shop where I could buy yarn for 70 coins, which is useless since it just boosts the rarity of your next boon. So I did that. And now we only have to subtract 74 coins from our total. Hydra time, and with our boost from the shop, the chop, and the shackle, yeah, it takes less than 2 minutes. Chip, chop, done. We sell our boons and get more trap damage, some healing through chambers, and special damage. Unfortunately, since our hoard of wealth is inflated by Poseidon, we can't use hoarding slash. Google Poseidon Hades game inflation to find out more on your work computer. Poseidon takes our special, but it's fine. Big Chop's doing most of the work anyway. A bit more healing is really what we needed. Damn, we really needed it, because then we died. Back at home, we get the Fate's Desk, max out our backshot damage, and hand out some more juice to get a spiked collar and a skull earring. But they're really not worth it. Shattered Shackle is all we need. Well, that and a good weapon.
Whoa. This is worthless.
It's less than worthless, my boy.
Yeah, I hate the shield. I know people use it for high heat runs, but that is not what this is. Poseidon gives us his call, which is very easy to shut off. After turning it off, I realized that we never have to turn it back on. There's no basic call we can use. The hammer boosts our shield right away with a boost to our damage after we block, and stacking with the shackle, this thing's kinda swinging. Not as fast as a sword, but it's fine. Zeus gives us a special, wow, if we had this and 100 other things, that would be great for a max heat run. Oh, that's not what this is? Oh, that's cool. Athena takes our cast. That's bad because we have another boon. This is so many boons, so many goddamn boons. Can I get a centaur heart? Can I get some money? Can I get some anything else? Artemis thankfully gives us exit wounds, which is basically only useful if we're casting. We already can't cast since Athena took it. I risked the treasure trove for more health, but lost a death defy because we don't have any freaking health. We finally get a centaur heart before Meg. Maybe it's not totally on the shield why this run kind of sucks, but I still don't like the shield. Works pretty great for blocking Meg's Elden Stars. Shield is fine. If you like the shield, that's fine. And really, I messed up by swapping on Skelly's charm after. I wanted the other death defy, but at what cost? The shackle doesn't work anymore, so our damage is bad. The damage of the shield is already bad. We start getting some centaur hearts, but it's a little too late. Brief battle with the Gorgons and Zeus takes our cast away. The Bombo boys are so annoying, I just walk into the fire. This wasn't it. And for the next run, we have a 2-star shackle.
So, 2 frickin' stars? Are you kidding me? After you farted in my car?
That clip isn't from I Think You Should Leave, it's from Detroiters, which is underrated earlier Tim Robinson stuff. Think the style of comedy from I Think You Should Leave, but a bit more of a sitcom. That weird blend of empathy and absurdity, it's great. Anyway, shackle bonus is 75% more oomph. We get a hammer and upgrade our special, which doesn't ruin the bonus from the shackle. It's now bigger and does more damage, just a straight up upgrade. Then Dionysus gives us the option to get rid of the attack or our boosted special, and I chose to get rid of the special.
Why?
Whatever. Some centaur hearts and we're at 100 HP. Charon gives us nothing useful. At least we have some more money for Asphodel. 75% extra damage is making us carve through Meg really fast. Literally less than a minute. If I just delay a bit, I can probably show you most of the fight. So I'll vamp here. I've been getting up real early, like 2 a.m. or earlier, going to Europe next week. Or I guess while you're watching this, I'm in Europe. So that's cool. Okay, she died. Sell everything to buy some healing. It's nice to have a big old special back with its big old shockwave. Hermes steals our cast, that's fine, and we get some more money just in case we can become a hoarder again. Or we could just buy up the shop. Probably a safer bet. Mosh Pit Boat. Big shockwave in a small space is a fun option. Aphrodite gives us the cast, which is great. We already had to turn it off for Hermes. And then Ares is even nicer, giving us a heroic cast, replacing the cast from Aphrodite. Heroic rarity means we're gonna get big money when we sell this later. Buy myself a little snack before the Hydra, and yeah, we're doing big damage. This is the one with lava. Or is it magma? Let me know in the comments below. Hydra is dead. The heroic level Ares cast gives us so much freaking money. In Elysium, the Bombo chariots can be spaced out with the shockwave. It's pretty great. The hammer upgrades our thrust for more damage. Also pretty great. End up using a death defy for an infernal trove to get some shadow. That's fine. While this is a pretty solid run so far, it's probably not going to be the run. With that in mind, we spend money on treasure before failing the butterfly DPS check. By the time we get out, Dionysus has taken our cast, and we are low enough to instantly die in the next chamber. Back home, we save Orpheus. He's going to start orphan all over the place, get a lot of treasure, and get a bunch more potential fountains. Then we unlock the spear for our next run. Let's go one more time. Yeah, I don't love the spear either. Aphrodite starts us with the cast, and I'm pretty much treating this as a grind run. That's why I go for the keys instead of the shop. Goddess of Love loves us, and we get Sweet Surrender, which is just an upgrade to the weak effect we are not using anyway. Then another Aphrodite room. Okay, being a little clingy, she gives us more weak upgrades. That's actually really nice. Then the hammer gives us some D to the P to the S with the triple dash attack. Here's what it does. You see the dash attack? Now there's 3 of them. Check it out against Meg. It's another fight where we don't last a minute with her. Whoa. Asphodel is also fast. Maybe this is actually the run. I say hi to Eurydice just because she's not gonna try and give us a boon. Hit up the mid shop and don't get anything super notable. I guess that's why it's called a mid shop. Same strategy against the witches we used last time. Focus one down. We might have to take some damage, sure, but just lasering in on one is the right move. And let's fight the Hydra. 2.5 minutes after we started Asphodel. Holy shit. And hey, our shackle is now maxed out for a 100% damage boost. That is a lot. We get a hammer right away and go for the special that pierces armor and shields. The trove is for health, not my favorite option, but it tops us off, so I guess I can't complain. Piercing shot works great against the shield boys, as long as there's only one of them and not a trio. We're gonna go for the butterfly mini boss and try to snipe the beans as they spawn in. Athena takes our special, so bye-bye piercing shot. Hope I don't run into 3 shield boys next room. Oh no, I did. They really mess us up. The trade-off for having triple dash makes our dash shorter, which makes it harder to flank the shield enemies and hit them. I'm no longer confident this is the run, especially because the sus is the ultimate shield bro. Buy some shadow, I guess, then let's get going. Against Theseus and Asterius, we get quickly taken down to 55 HP, but managed to hold out long enough to get Asterius to half. Wait, we fully killed the bull, but the sus with a smaller dash isn't gonna work, not with low health. At least when we go back home, we can get some treasure from the desk and then use that to get money in the pots moving forward. Some of the pots, not all of the pots. Bad news, but there's worse news. Next run, they want us to use the shield again.
Surprise, bitch. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
Aphrodite takes our cast, at least we're most likely protected against losing anything else. Again, I'm pretty sure this isn't the run. So I just get more treasure from an infernal trove. Who cares if I take some damage? Crystal goes so much better with hitting than dashing, by the way. If you haven't watched that video yet, I'm kind of sorry I keep mentioning it, but also I'm kind of not, because it's your fault. It's been out for a month. Zeus lets us swap out our cast. It's a nothing event, and nothing is better than something. Survival rooms are fun. They're a great place to make some money. I wanted jerky. Wait, money can buy many jerky. Then Boldy gives us some shadow for the next run that isn't a shield run, and Meg is gone. It's Electo time. She's angry, throws a buzzsaw around. It's a problem. We have to use a Death Defy. Still have 2 more though. Asphodel starts with some extra damage from the jerky. Infernal Trove lets us heal up a little, but we get a more regular damage boost from Empowering Flight, boosting the next 2 attacks after we special by 80%. It encourages us to use that instead of just spamming the attack button. Mosh Pit Boat is actually pretty fun with the shield. It has an auto push like a Poseidon boon, so we can slam people into walls. Artemis takes our cast, which works out nicely, and Hermes takes our special, which I'd call less nice. I'd call that mean, in fact. Hydra time, we no longer can activate Empowering Flight as a damage boost, so we're just gonna hit it a lot. Death Defy 2 pops, and we're gonna play it safe on phase 3. We make it out, sell the boons, buy some buffs. Hammer right away, we get Dashing Flight for a faster special while we're dashing, and I don't think this is good. It looks like it's missing everyone. That's not what I want. Centaur Heart makes us stronger, then a Euro, and another one from the shop. Butterfly Ball is a DPS check we are not passing. We take a ton of damage, and Poseidon takes our cast away. We have 18 health in the next chamber, but our boyfriend is here and he can carry us. If we beat him, we get an extra heart, but honestly, I'm just gonna let him win. And then we die right after. Anyway, that's all the time I had for day 1. I bought some more base health from the mirror and put on the bow for the next run. Let's go for a bizarre adventure. Athena steals our cast right away. I know it seems like we do that a lot, but it really just is the best thing to lose. Good lord, this shackle is shredding up tartar sauce like holy cannoli. We get the power shot boost. There's a little sweet spot at the end of the arrow drop. If you shoot it there, it does more damage. This widens the timing and increases that damage boost. So if I were a man of massive skill, this would be a great buff. Centaur Heart early, love that for me. We fight the Crystallion, it gives us an Athena boost. I just take something to boost the deflection of my cast that I am not using anyway. Treasure Trove for more treasure. Get more health, and Charon gives us nothing. Damn. Tisiphone shows up, she's obsessed with murder and takes us to a second location. That's a red flag, kids. The bow shots kind of block her lasers though. That's nice. Big win. Sell everything, buy everything, and then we have to go to Hermes. He takes our cast. Could be worse. At least we get to keep playing. And we can make our attack do more damage with some jerky. Gorgon goes great. We do lose our special to Artemis, but the power shot buff with my raw timing power makes the attack better anyway. Buy up the shop, including some shadow. While I like our setup a lot, I'm guessing total run 11 isn't going to be the one. That would be nuts. I'd have to be like a god gamer to do that. Hydra fight. Here's the strat. We're going to shoot it. Lots. We're sitting at a nice amount of HP for a long time before one of these heads ruins it. Still no Death Defy, but I'm mad about it. On to Elysium. Daedalus Hammer gives us the double shot. You shoot 2 arrows. They don't go as far, but it's literally double the damage. When our damage is already doubled by the shackle, so 4 times the damage we would have. Gotta get rid of the cast. We'll get some shadow from an Infernal Trove just in case we don't win, but good lord, we have so much money right now, we can buy whatever we want. It's a rematch with Than in a Centaur Heart's Chamber, which means that if we win, we get 50 more HP. And I'm not playing nice. If I see him targeting someone, I killed him first. Sorry, sweetie, I didn't make friends to come here. Wait, other way around. Next chamber, it's a good thing that we have the extra health because we take a lot of damage. I'm starting to feel like I'm being punished, but nah, that ain't me. Patrocles shows up and we heal 30% every time we enter a room. Then we can buy a Euro to be at full health by the time we have to fight the sus. Oh, and full health is 290. So Asterius is really easy, but we have the same problem we did against the sus last time we were using the bow. Not much of a problem since the double shot means that we can do decent damage without having to draw back very long. We're in the end game now. Sell the boon, buy some jerky for more damage, and kill Cerberus. Come on, let me do it. Let me fight him. I'll do it. Oh, whatever. Fine. Okay, we'll buy a Centaur Heart from the shop for 315 health. Then go down the health chamber for even more health. Someone in chat said that this is a 99 vigor, 0 faith build, and they are right. Now, the fountain and the satyr sack can't be in the first hall you run down, so we have to fight some satyrs. There's one more hallway we can go to get some coins, but other hallways are going to give us boons, so we really want it to be the second one. Small rats are weirdly difficult. I think that's because you usually clear them out with dash boosts, but we don't have one. Bigger rats, less of a problem. And getting the satyr sack at the end is no problem at all. We are truly blessed by no god. That means we get to fight Hades with all of our abilities. Casting will give us a 40% damage boost while that stone is locked in him, but he keeps hitting us with the boiling blood, and that shreds through our HP. Good thing we have a lot of it. For his ads, he chose the Finger Creepers, probably the second worst enemy he can summon, since it can grab us, hold us still, and force us to take a hit. Oh, and then he actually summons the worst enemy he can, the invincibility crystals. My general advice for the ads in these fights is ignore them. Just hit Hades, they go away in phase 2 anyway. But if the crystal makes him invincible, you can't do that. I weirdly think phase 2 will be easier.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
By the time we hit phase 2, we still have our death defies. Hades' big Omega laser is a great place to punish him. We're doing great. Until we get fucking comboed by the jars and exploding skulls, it absolutely shrinks our chances of winning so fast. But then he does the bigger Omega laser, and I know I just have to get close to my dad to win. Oh no, my dad is a really bad guy, and getting close to him hurts me. In the video game Hades is what I mean. We'll just use the column to block the laser. It's gonna be close, but I think we just might be able to pull it out. Right there. On the 11th run, we beat Hades with the help of no other gods. This was a fun challenge. I think Hades is just such a great game that any excuse you have to go back and play it is worth it. We've also got insanely lucky here with Sisyphus and the Juice coming early. I did a practice version of this at home and I didn't finish. I was on run like 13 before I started doing this on stream and still have not gotten lucky enough to get Sisyphus while I had Juice. If you want to watch these runs live, follow me on Twitch. We'll be trying another game in September. Check out the Patreon if you want to support the channel. It is the best place to do it, and make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video.